Hello friends, this is Kevin, aka K-Man1, coming at you with another episode of Okami. In the last episode, we arrived here in the northern lands of Kamui, and in this episode, we're going to be pressing on and exploring them. So, let's go ahead and head on forward. But not without being interrupted. And what but by the new standard enemies we're going to be encountering in this area. I forget what these things are called. It was imps, and then guardians, and then these guys are something else. I'll put it on screen, but yeah, these are basically the new imps of the area. The red ones are red imps, and the green ones act like green imps, and I'm just gonna power slash them all to death because I don't feel like actually going through combat. And I don't remember their floral finishers off the top of my head, so sorry, but you'll never find out. I'll go ahead and include those. Oh wait, these are called Namahages, I believe. I'm like 90% sure on that, but I'll go ahead and throw up their floral finishers on screen since I don't know those off the top of my head. And I did not bother to look them up before starting this recording. So if we head over this way, then it looks like there's a cursed zone and a giant blowing blizzard. So let's go ahead and enter this shelter right here. Brr. Look, fire, fire! I guess we're not gonna freeze to death after all. What's your problem, Ami? I'm allowed to relax in front of the fire, ain't I? Yikes. You? I know this is supposed to be a really dramatic scene, but it honestly feels kind of silly in a lot of ways to me right now. You know? But anyways, now with his back to the door, he beckons us outside. You see that, Ami? I'm not talking about that silly mask. I mean his sword. That puppy's a bona fide masterpiece. Well, as much as I don't like to fight against people who have really cool swords, it seems that I don't really have much of a choice at this juncture, because he'll be waiting for us right outside. Looks like he means business. Alright, it's time to do battle with this mysterious swordsman. The main thing about this fight to be concerned about is obviously he's going to be using his sword to strike you, and also he is going to have an ice breath sort of attack, which will come at you and make like a cloud, and I'll go ahead and show that off once he actually uses it. Also, that's what that looks like, and you're basically just going to want to charge up your attacks and go at it. And there goes the ice breath. And basically, you're just going to want to wail on it as much as possible. And at this point, he's going to summon some icicles, which you can just power slash back at him. If you don't, apparently that counted as Veil of Mist. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna question it. Anyways, you're just gonna want to power slash these down, and then it is going to both disable him and make him more susceptible to your brush attacks, which I should have tried to use power slash, but unfortunately, I suck at this game, and I was not able to. Anyways, just gonna power slash those, and then power slash him, and he's down to a final sliver of health. Just gonna power slash these down, and I will power slash him, and we will be done. But wait, there's more. Welcome to phase 2 of the fight. His canine form is going to play a lot like a battle against one of the canine warriors, but what I'm personally going to do is go into my tools and use a large exorcism slip. Boom! Look at that damage. And now, as we're in the final phase of this fight, he is going to have a charge attack, but also he's going to have an attack where he splits himself into multiple different bodies. Basically, you're still just going to want to focus the main body, but there is tangible benefit to going for the doubles. But, like I said, it's best to just go for the main guy. Not bad, White One. I am Oki, warrior of the Oina tribe. Yes, the mysterious man's name is Oki, the Oina warrior. You are obviously not of our tribe. And I can see that you are no mere wolf, either. What name do you go by? This here is Amaterasu, the great savior of Nippon. But enough about that. Why'd you have to go attack us? What are you doing with that sword in the first place? Oh, I see you have a punkle with you. Wait, is that Isun? I haven't seen you around in ages. Must be nice to be able to roam Nippon on the back of a wolf, huh? I heard you got tired of painting and ran from this land in disgust about a year ago. So why did you come back? Did you have second thoughts? Why you? I don't know who you two think you are, but you're nothing like the legendary Shiranui and the pint-sized warrior. Bah! Put a cork in it, will ya? Why don't you start by telling us why you have that sword? Sword? I have this sword because the time to wield it has come. What? As you well know, Kamui is a harsh land covered in snow and ice. And the monsters that infest the region only make our life worse. Yet we, the Oina tribe, have managed to survive to this day. It is because the sacred Etsufuji mountains have watched over us. However, our mothers and protectors, our most sacred of mountains, have been taken over by those demons. Yes, I speak of the twin demons, Lechku and Nechku. They had been imprisoned at the twin summits of Etsufuji, but they suddenly broke free one day and began their deadly assault upon the land of Kamui. The snowstorms grew more intense, transforming Kamui into a frozen wasteland. Those demons are back? Many of our tribe have been killed by their relentless attacks. It was as if they roamed our land in search of something. But they mercilessly slaughtered all the Oina they came across. The good earth is losing its power and its soul. Without these gifts of the gods, Kamui will become uninhabitable. I must slay those wretched demons now, before it is too late. What about the villagers? They should be battling the cold that blasts down from Etsufuji. After all, our village lies at their base. It is only a matter of time before Kamui becomes an icy tomb. Icy tomb? And what are you doing out here with that guardian sword? Why did you bring it out of the village? Did I not say the time to use the sword has come? You've heard of the prophecy of salvation, have you not? The wall of ice shall shatter and open the way to the heavens. Kutone, the guardian sword, glows silver. It means that when this sword glows silver, ridding the village of this abominable blizzard will be child's play. The sword's gonna start glowing? Yes, but Kutone will not wake until it has tasted more monster blood. So I will continue slaying the foul beasts wherever they may be. Until Kutone lights our way to victory. And let's see how we did on the fight. I'm pretty sure I got perfect on both, but yes! Very nice. I'm actually historically pretty bad about that fight, but I found a strategy that was kind of cheap. I mean, you know, technically using exorcism slips in general I feel is kind of cheap, but you know, it is what it is. It appears the blizzard is lightened a bit. I know not when the demons will launch another terrible blizzard, but now would be your best chance to flee to the village. Wait a sec, Oki. I can't believe the chief let you take that sword. I mean, he tanned my hide once for just touching the darn thing. I already told you, the time to wield it has come. The wall of ice shall shatter and open a way to the heavens. Yeah, he's already said that. Okay. Do-do-do. Alright. But as we head over this way, we can see there's a cursed zone. And there's no guardian sapling to be found, really. But look who it is. Our old friend Yoichi. Oh, it's you again, Pucci. Hey, aren't you... I knew it. You're that Master Bowman, the apple guy. What are you doing all the way out here in this nasty blizzard? Well, you see, I've come to realize something since setting off on my travels. It's my bow. It seems to bring about misfortune. So I decided to go far away where I couldn't cause any trouble. And what do you know, I ended up all the way up here in the north. Anyway, Pucci, why not have a bite to eat and relax a bit? And as we can see, he's firing his arrows up at that giant rock. And there's some lightning in the backdrop, so let's see what happens when we combine the two. And the rock explodes, revealing the guardian sapling. What the? Now my arrows bring thunder? This can't be a coincidence. Doesn't seem like a curse either. This must be fate. This has to be a sign from the gods. It's my destiny to live and die with my arrows. And we will get 50 praise! All this time I've been saying I wanted to do big things, but I was really just traveling so I could have an easy life. Now I see there's no such thing as an easy path. Now from you devote yourself to mastering one thing. The gods have shown me my true path, the path of archery. So what are you gonna do now? The time's come for me to stop being so whimsical. My real journey starts here and now. We must have some kind of strange link between us. It's only when you two are around that the gods show their hand. I'll never forget both of you. If we ever meet again, let's share a few apples together. Farewell, my friends. And he trails off, leaving apples in his wake. The apple guy's gone. Boy, he sure was all fired up, even more so than usual. Maybe he's finally found his reason to live. If only all of us could do that. But anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and bloom the guardian sapling. You know, some people might argue that there's really not a huge difference between Cursed Zone Kamui and normal Kamui, but I completely disagree. As much as I don't like the cold worth anything at all, I actually really like the appearance of like snowy mountain regions in games in general, and I think this is one of the best that there's ever been. Anyways, there's a nice chest over here. We'll go ahead and get it with that torch, and it will reveal a pearl. Cool. But if we head inside here, then what will we find but... once it actually loads... there's someone in here, I know there is. This is not available yet. Whatever. Aw, dang, almost got a demon fang. I was so close. Anyways, as you can see, now there are yellow demon scrolls, and guess what? We can't power slash them. Shouldn't really be surprising at this point, but just in case you were still curious for some reason, whatever that might be. Anyways, if we head over here, then we can see it's Kokari and dog whose name I can't remember. Huh? Is that you, doggy? Remember me? We played together back in Nagato Forest. Kokari, is that you? How'd you get all the way out here? I wanted to become a real man like Susanoo, so I took my dad's fishing pole and set out on an epic journey. You know, I like the river, but it's nothing like the vast sea. It makes me realize just how insignificant my life was. Wow, you're no longer that crybaby I met back in Nagata Forest. Now that I think about it, you look more grown up too. Heh, you really think so? I've seen a lot of Nippon's great outdoors, but the vast icy sea of Kamui is a far harsher environment than anywhere else. If I could prove myself equal to the harsh wilderness here, maybe I could become a real man like Susanoo. And if you continue to talk to him, he'll basically play a fishing minigame with you, which is all well and good, but it's ultimately not important. Anyways, there's a chest right here that we can go ahead and dig up, and inside it will be some money. Cool. Also, there are some animals here, but they're not overly important to feed since I'm already doing quite well on praise. I'm over 400 and I can technically upgrade stuff, but I don't feel like it. Anyways, light this on fire, and we'll find more money. There are a lot of treasures in this area, and they're mostly worth quite a bit. Over here, there's yet another chest. I want to say there's a stray bead somewhere around here, and I want to say it's this one. Yes, it is this one. Hooray. Also, this snow mound right here is kind of cool. If you power slash it, and then power slash it, and then power slash it, then it'll reveal a statue of different characters. It can be a handful of different characters. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but there are quite a few that you can find. Anyways, let's go ahead and head into here, because it might seem a little bit familiar to you. Yes, it is none other than the Onigiri-sensei. Greetings, my little wolf friend. What the? Not you again. Can't you just pick a place to run your dojo and stick with it? I've already explained myself, no? Be it a lone isle among the waves or the most frigid mountain peak, I forge a warrior's path throughout the land. Wow, you were one serious dude, and here I thought you were laid back. Your face really changes when you get down to business. And what's brought you here? Do you once again seek my tutelage in the fighting arts? Alright, there are a handful of new things available to us. God Technique Hearted Head will allow us to break boulders with our forehead. Only up to normal rocks, so we can't break iron rocks or anything like that, but it's still pretty useful. And I didn't mean to actually select it. I wasn't thinking through, but I'll cut to showing the other ones. But basically, you can headbutt and break stuff. Alright, so among the other new things, there's Counter Dodge, which, remember Fleetfoot? If you use it now, you'll damage people while you're traveling, is basically what it comes down to. Holy Falcon, same thing, you can now double jump and damage people by doing it. Neither of these are particularly useful, and neither of them do very much damage, so I usually just ignore them. If we keep going, then there are advanced combos now for each of our different weapon types, which I'm definitely going to be picking up. Actually, wait, no. Only for glaives, actually. Because we've already gotten the maximum levels for the others. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and pick this up right now, and yeah. Also, these four things, basically, if you use two weapons in the main and sub slot, then they're gonna be more powerful, is what it boils down to. Not the most valuable thing in the world, but it's better than nothing. And also, Brown Rage is something that's way too expensive for me to ever really practically afford. So, basically, ignore it. So, that's basically the rundown of those techniques, and those are going to be the final techniques available to you, so, you know, stuff to strive for, I guess, if you feel like it. Anyways, this is starting to get to be a bit of a long episode, but I want to go ahead and reveal one more thing, just because I know it'll become relevant for later. And what is that thing, you might be asking? Well, if we head over in this direction, then there will be, wait for it, a new enemy. I forget what these things are called. I think they're like igloo, ogre, or something. I don't know. I'll throw it up on screen or use it in the end slate so you'll be fully aware, but, you know. So, they basically fight the same as Butt Ogres, but you'll see the main difference once I get them to be vulnerable. Their tail will light on fire, and then they will become vulnerable to attack. I'm gonna go ahead and use Fire Burst, because Fire Burst is also their floral finisher. So if you use Fire Burst on them, then they will pretty much automatically be destroyed, and you will get Demon Fangs out of it. Very nice. Also, if you just use normal Inferno on them, that is also their floral finisher, but Fire Burst is more fun to use. Anyways, I think that's a pretty good... Actually, no, I'm gonna break that. Excuse me. I should be able to break you. Okay, whatever. I'll come over here and power slash this, but while I'm digging it up, I will go ahead and say that in this episode, we came here to Kamui found some new enemies, had a fight against Oki of the Oina tribe, and found out a little bit of what there is to do in this area. And in the next episode, we're going to be exploring it more thoroughly. See you guys then.